Main and Davidson. Chase hard, Jamila Rankin. Gets it back to Kayla Morrison, her captain. Can't quite clear it. Here's Fraser, that little shuffle we've come to know and love. Taken off her this time, though, by Lowe. Lydia Williams put under a bit of pressure there, but finds her mark okay. This is Nash. So Melbourne Victory just coming to terms with the conditions as well. Low. Frees up Callum Knight. Kate Taylor with an intervention and flag up on this near side. As though Aquino had come back from an offside position.
You can see how much they're struggling, though, to get the ball out of their feet, Melbourne Victory there. And I think that is to do with the wind. It's to do with the condition of the pitch as well, which looks slow for my making.
Yeah, multi-use facility here at Porirua. There's an indication of the wind buffeting the corner flags. That's behind Riley Foster's goal. So certainly the wind at the back of Wellington in this first half. Nash goes all the way back to her keeper, Lydia Williams. I don't think she'll be too worried by a bit of friendly banter from the crowd. She would have heard it all before. She's had a 2-decade-long senior career. Would have heard a lot more banter than that in the crowds, I'm sure.
Yeah, look, I don't think Porirua Park will be too intimidating for someone of Lydia Williams' calibre.
Yeah, it's played all around the world, the United States, England, France, and in Australia. Safe set of hands for Melbourne Victory. Crowd start to find their voice as Victory look to mount another attack. Here is Beattie Goad again. She's standing out early, and a header flashes just wide for Melbourne Victory. Terrific chance, a really, really good chance for Lowe to add to her mounting goal tally. What a cross from Goad. That's an excellent chance.
Yeah, that's a great ball in from Beattie Goad, and I think Rachel Lowe, if she had her time back, she'd be wanting to see that in the back of the net. That was a bit of a clear-cut chance that she'd look to do better with.
She's been in good goal-scoring form. Rachel Lowe on a plate from Goad. Unable to convert, but a shot across the bows for Wellington. Is Davidson. Taylor. Given away by Kate Taylor. And Aquino goes to deck under challenge as she and McMeekin ran into the penalty area together. In fact, it's Wynett. Ball crossed in again, half away. Still there for Melbourne Victory, and into the breadbasket of Riley Foster. That was from Aquino that time. So the chances are mounting, even though Victory are playing against this breeze. They've had the better of the early opportunities.
Yeah, I thought Nash might let one rip there, but it was a great ball through to Aquino, and you'd be thinking she'd do better with that one.
Phoenix just looking for a foothold in this game. Pass is just being misplaced. Here's Aquino again, a chance to run deep into enemy territory. McMeekin slows her progress and does really well that time. That's a confidence booster for Zoe McMeekin there as she takes it away from the Japanese striker. Lake. Now Brown. Nice little 1-2 with Breslin, does Kelly Brown. Longo's going to rake a pass over towards Emma Main. It's a good one too if Main can haul it in, and does. Unfortunately for Emma Main, she can't wrap her foot around it. Well, switch of play from Annalie Longo. Emma Main not able to keep the move going.
I think those switches out from Annalie in the midfield there are going to be key to unlocking the Phoenix attack and to really getting the Victory on the back foot.
Mariana Speckmeyer happy to do the shuttles between the defensive line early in this one. Another chance now for Wynett. Meekin's come across. Wynett cuts inside and shot towards Foster. No problem there. That one easily dealt with from the left boot of Mackenzie Wynett. A couple of goals already so far this season for her. She's an interesting proposition, Mackenzie Wynett. Wants to get on the ball.
Yeah, Wynette's had a bit of an inconsistent start to the season, I think, in my books, but she's starting to find her form now and got that last-minute winner against Central Coast last game.
Emma Main again with the opportunity to cross. This is better. Kelly Brown's there. Nash gets ahead to it. Brown collects. Looking for options. Breslin let it run. She probably could have taken that in her stride. And they're going to stop now, I think, to hit the referee. Yeah, might have hit referee Anna-Marie Keeley. So we had to stop and start with a drop ball. I thought Hope Breslin might have stepped into that one and perhaps taken a shot. Possession pretty even in the first 11 minutes here in Porirua. There's Breslin again using her body, as does Murphy. All fair and above board. That one's gone out though. Breslin gets rather gingerly to her feet. Lake's got a retreat here under pressure from Okino. Gets a little toe to it to Taylor. Kate Taylor, well, dicing with danger just a little bit, but got out of it okay. Longo brings Emma Main in again. Certainly Wellington using the right-hand side almost exclusively to attack down in the first period of this match. Here's Taylor. Now Fraser. Excitement levels rise when she's on the ball. Speckmeyer goes down. Once again, the challenge was fair, says the referee. That one a little bit aimless from Victory. Easily collected by Kate Taylor. Another Cantabrian in the side. Earned her 11th cap on the recent Tour of Columbia. Main. Speckmeyer might just have drifted offside there if that ball had gone through to her. Didn't matter. Meakin's got a couple of Melbourne Victory players to deal with and does the first, but then charges into Murphy. And easy free kick for Anna-Marie Keeley to adjudicate on there. A little bit excited, Zoe McMeekin that time. Nice turn into space from Murphy, looking for options, but her pass doesn't make it past Davidson. She and Longo come together inadvertently. Annalie Longo will battle away for possession. Body's hitting the deck everywhere, but Wellington come away with the football. Riley Foster in goal for Wellington, very vocal during the week about the culture she perceives to be present at Wellington Phoenix Football Club, among the best she's been involved in, and that from a player who's played at a very high level, including at Liverpool. Taylor looked to free up Brown on this near side. Attacking moves just not quite coming together, largely because of the wind, but also just a slight inaccuracy of passes from both sides. Greenie?
Yeah, look, I think you've got, particularly for the Phoenix, you've got some new players in the starting 11, and I think what we've seen is them not quite on the same page. The movement's not so clear-cut, so to Taylor there to try and do that big cross-field diagram, I'm not sure that was the right option.
Chance now for Wynett again to wind up and head towards the byline, and McMeekin gets a toe in at the vital moment. Pokes it behind for what will be the first corner of the contest. Kenzie Wynett, prominent early. So Betty Goad lines up what will be an in-swinging corner. Pretty heavily populated 6-yard area for Goad to aim the ball towards, which she does. A little flick into the back post, and they're ahead. Melbourne Victory. Set piece taken brilliantly by Betty Goad. They headed towards the far post, defeated Foster, and into the far corner it went, and Victory lead just going to pick up who got the final touch.
Yeah, look, Beattie Goad has got an absolute wand of a left foot, and so to see Kayla Morrison getting on the end of that and straight into the bottom corner is a bit par for the course for victory.
Yeah, Kayla Morrison, the captain, it was an 8th A-League women's goal for her, putting victory into the lead after quarter of an hour here in Porirua. Wonderful set-piece delivery from Beattie Goad, and Kayla Morrison leading from the front and opening the scoring here at Porirua Park. Wellington will look to respond quickly. Emma Main putting pressure on at the back and winning a corner for Wellington off the boot of Rankin. So no Mickey Foster in the side from the start today for set pieces, so Breslin, I think, will take ownership of this one. Once again, it's a 6-yard box, which is very clogged. Breslin. Plenty of air on that one towards the back. Headed back across goal by Speckmeyer, and in she goes! And an equaliser has arrived in the form of Kate Taylor. Well, everybody seemed to stop. I think they thought it had gone behind Melbourne Victory, and they're protesting about that. Speckmeyer headed it back across goal, and from just about on the goal line, Kate Taylor could not miss. And we're all square at one apiece.
Yeah, look, you couldn't ask for a better reaction from the Wellington Phoenix to go straight from conceding from a corner to the very next play scoring from a corner.
They are adamant this has gone behind Melbourne Victory. There's Speckmeyer. Well, it didn't look like it. And Kate Taylor, her 3rd A-League women's goal, draws her side level. The protests were immediate. The goal stands, and amongst all of that, there's been a booking, I think, has therefore a bit of dissent. Kate Taylor, though, scores the goal, so Wellington were only behind for about 45 seconds.
Things I love to see, 2 centre-backs on the score sheet.
Yeah, spoken like a true defender, Greeny, love it. Both headers, both from corners, and goals at both ends, and Porirua early in this one. Fantastic response from Wellington. Now Longo looks to set Brown away. She is going to latch onto this one. Speckmeyer is in the area, so is Main. Fraser is arriving, wanting a short pass. Brown's going to run laterally and has to take it off her, then a shove in the back of Nash. Anna Marie Keeley making a point to Kelly Brown and to Mariana Speckmeyer. So just a correction, there was no yellow card issued in the protest after the goal, so no one in the book for Melbourne Victory. Anna Marie Keeley obviously just making a note of the goal scorer, Kate Taylor. Game's got a good feel about it. A couple of goals early. The crowd have come to see here in Porirua.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that battle of Longo and Lowe in the midfield is really shaping up to be a key point for the match.
Yeah, she's getting on the ball a lot, isn't she, Annalie Longo? Now, striding forward is McMeekin. She keeps going and going and then feeds Kelly Brown. Can Brown catch up to this one? Does. And I think that's actually come off Brown last. It has for a goal kick. But Wellington starting to employ the left-hand side a little bit more now. McMeekin and Brown getting more involved in an attacking sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a scorching run from McMeekin down the line there, and I think Kelly Brown's pace, she did well to get on the end of that. Unfortunately, not managing to win a corner, which set pieces are proving to be very crucial today.
They certainly are. Certainly are. We've had 2 corners and 2 goals from them. McMeekin hasn't had a lot of opportunity this season. Still just 19 years of age, though. A lot of football in front of her. Chance today with Mickey Foster among the reserves.
Yeah, look, it's tough to be a left-back in the Phoenix squad when you're behind Mickey Foster.
Great to see Alyssa Wynnum among the reserves today as well for Wellington. A chance perhaps to see her make a re-entry into the A-League women's landscape. McMeekin makes a vital tackle ahead of Lowe this time. She's seen quite a lot of the balls, Zoe McMeekin, isn't she? She's in central midfield now. Lake rakes a pass out to Speckmeyer, who pushes it back towards her own goal and then gets a little touch off Nash to win the throw for her side. She's been a good addition, hasn't she, Mariana Speckmeyer? She seems like she's all action, fully committed to the side, scores goals, aerial threat.
You know, she's been a great signing for the Knicks. I think today she's having her work cut out for her. She's got centre-backs being really aggressive off the front with her, and you saw how deep she was having to come there to try and find the ball.
Yeah, a bit reminiscent of Oscar Zavada last night in the men's game. He had to drop all the way into his own half to pick up the ball on occasion, didn't he?
Yeah, look, I'm hoping it ends up better for the Phoenix today than it did last night for the men.
Eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that the benches have changed sides here at Porirua Park today. They were on the other side in the game against Western United on this near side. You can see Paul Temple down there in his technical area, just watching on as Mick Meakin takes the latest throw. The shin of Speckmeyer, but found its way to Fraser. Nice work in a small, tight area. Well done from Breslin. Surely a tug on the shirt from Goad, it was. And a free kick results. Longo wants to get going quickly. Davidson. And I wonder whether if she had her time again, she might reconsider that delivery, Hayley Davidson.
Yeah, look, you've seen a free kick played quickly there from Longo. I think maybe slow it down. Brisbane was still facing the wrong way, so let the team get set, let everyone have a proper go at it.
They do like to play with pace, Wellington. We've heard them talk about Paul Temple's vision of small ball, which is playing short, quick passes in tight areas. He doesn't like to see his team lump it long necessarily. There's Aquino. They get away from Lake, but almost gets the rebound. Taylor seems to have settled nicely into that centre-back role.
Yeah, Kate Taylor, if she's one thing, she is very composed. You can see why she's so versatile and being able to play the six as well. She's got great feet and great vision.
I think that composure has certainly been evident, hasn't it, when she's played defensive midfield. She has to be aware in a sort of a 360-degree arc rather than have it mostly in front of her as their centre-backs do. Yeah, she's good with ball at feet. Here's Breslin. No real options out towards the left just at the moment, but that's the way she's headed. Now she might have a think about the other way. Stays central. Nice little 1-2 with Breslin. And now with Speckmeyer. Breslin keeps going. Poked back towards Williams. And she clears under pressure. Wellington starting to take a bit of advantage of the wind at their backs here. Here's Kelly Brown. She might not have a shot, and does! Oh, gets the frame of the goal, and then headed in by Emma Main. And Wellington from 1-0 down at 2-1 ahead. Emma Main has scored from close range, but a thunderbolt from Kelly Brown in the build-up. All action here in Porirua.
Yeah, look, this is signature Kelly Brown. We've seen her do it in an under-17 World Cup, and it's great to see her have the opportunity there to get a strike off. And Emma Main, right place, right time, following up and first to it.
Special moment for Emma Main, her first A-League women's goal. Good awareness from the Upper Hutt local there as she followed in as that ball crashed against the crossbar from Kelly Brown, who was still looking for her first A-League women's goal, incidentally. She might have thought that it was coming there, but it led to a goal which has Wellington into a 2-1 lead. We're only just over the halfway mark in the first half, and 3 goals already. All headers. Plenty for the crowd to get excited about. Goad's going to keep that one in, but can't defeat Riley Foster.
Yeah, look, this game is really opening up with both teams having space to attack and to make light of the transition.
Plenty of attacking intent from both sides. So Victory now looking to come from behind. Through the middle goes Murphy, cut out by Taylor, and then another little piece of quick feet from McMeekin. Everything the Phoenix do is being cheered by a very good crowd here in Porirua. They turned out in good numbers for the earlier game here against Western United. And they're back out in force today. Yellow Fever in fine voice, many of them backing up from last night. Longo's taken a whack on the shin there and has stayed down. Hopefully not too serious, just a whack on a rather painful part of the leg for Anneli Longo. Hopefully nothing worse than that. She's not long ago returned from a knee injury. Back on her feet, thankfully, Anneli Longo. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. Anytime a player goes down clutching around the knee area, you have that sharp intake of breath, Greenie. Yeah, absolutely, particularly in the Phoenix at the minute. They've already had 2 this season, so it would be disastrous if they were to lose another midfielder. Yep, Grace Wisniewski and Marisa van der Meer, both out with season-ending ACL injuries. We wish them all the best in their respective recoveries. Here's Aquino for victory. McMeekin back, but McKenna does well to hold her off. Can't find Goad with the pass, and Taylor brings it away with that composure we've talked about, striding into midfield. Got a bit of a lucky bounce. Ball out to one of the Americans in the team, Hayley Davidson. I'll be joined by another American import in the week ahead. Isabel Cox has been signed as an injury replacement. Looking forward to seeing what she brings to the side, an attacking player with a bit of versatility. Yeah, absolutely. I think any time you sign in a player that's come out of UNC, you know they're going to be quality. That is one of the best colleges in the country. So, yeah, no, I think she's going to be a great addition to the team and very much needed with the injuries that they've sustained so far. Latest attack by Melbourne Victory and headed wide on that occasion. So a silence descends across Porirua Park for some reason, just as Riley Foster sets up for this latest goal kick. First 28 minutes or so have gone by, and a bit of a flash, all action out here in the Liberty A-League. This is round 7 action, of course. Already this weekend we've had wins for Western Sydney over the Mariners and away wins for Perth Glory over Melbourne City and Western United over Adelaide yesterday. That win sent Perth Glory to the top of the table. Here's Brown into the path of Speckmeyer. Is there too much on it? Well, she's offside in any case. Mariana Speckmeyer. Like the energy that Kelly Brown's brought to the game. The shot against the crossbar, obviously the main eye-catching feature, but she's added a good enthusiasm and vigour down this left-hand side. You know, she's got pace, and that's making the Victory back four have to drop off, have to be wary of that. I think the combination between her and McMeekin is paying dividends, but that was smart play from the Victory back four, particularly the centre-backs there who held their line and let Speckmeyer run offside. Kelly Brown just getting a bit of advice from Paul Temple as there was a short break in play. McMeekin is making every post a winner in this left-back position. To say her chances have been limited in the last year or so, but she has enjoyed herself out there today with a starting spot. I guess in many ways that's what you want, isn't it? You don't want your starting players to not be pushed for their positions, and when injuries and other factors come into it, you want the depth of your squad to be able to cope with that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, particularly when you have such a small match day squad. You've got 16, you've got to have 16 players ready to go and fire, and I think the Phoenix have shown that they've been able to produce that.
Well, it's a good bench today. You mentioned Mickey Foster, she's on there. Mackenzie Barry, one of the more wholehearted defenders going around. Mania Elliott, who went away with the Football Ferns but didn't get on the pitch. It has been very good. And Alyssa Wynnum as well, as previously mentioned, is also waiting for her chance. Latest Wellington attack is broken up. And Callum Knight in combination with Goad is able to get this one away, or is she? Needed some help from Morrison. Here's McMeekin, striding forward again, Zoe McMeekin. Unfortunately, couldn't keep control of it, and now we're back down the other end with Wynett. Cuts inside, ball falls to Murphy. Nash down the line to Okino. And I feel like I'm calling Zoe McMeekin's name every 10 seconds. This time she's defending, and it's behind for a corner, so the danger signs up for Wellington Phoenix, having conceded from the previous corner from this side.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is four very attacking fullbacks, but it does mean that when they get forward, they're really exposed in those gaps, and so they're having to do an absolute shift going up and down the field. So
Goad, who delivered last time for the goal, delivers again. This time Lake deals with it. Shot comes in, and Riley Foster has to go down to save. Still there for victory. Offside, though. It might have been low with the shot that was beaten away by Foster. And there it is. So Rachel Lowe knows where the goal is at the moment. Couldn't beat Foster in goal for Wellington. Possession very even in the first 32 minutes, slightly in favour of the home side. Wynett helps it inside. Goad is there, but so is Taylor, gets it away. Falls to Brown. McMeekin, giving it away to Murphy. Now Okino, she's in the area, goes down. No real protests from Melbourne Victory about any penalty, and then there is a free kick coming the way of Wellington Phoenix. Just a word in the air there of Wynett. What did you think of the penalty shout or the challenge in the penalty area?
I'd be expecting a bigger appeal from there. I think Fraser's coming from behind and there has been contact, so I'm no referee, but I would have been appealing a bit harder if I was the Victory players.
Nash wins the header, but Wellington will have a throw in an attacking position as a result. Brown wants to get going quickly, then decides she'll leave it for McMeekin. It's a ball back from Fraser, and then brings Fraser in again. Ball towards the far post, over the top of Emma Main that time, but there's that little shuffle. Always gets the crowd a little bit excited when Macy Fraser drops the shoulder. Expect something might be about to happen.
Yeah, it's good to see Macy Fraser on the ball there. I think she's struggling to find it. The game is quite transitional at the minute, and that doesn't play to Fraser's strength at all.
Longo wins a header into the path of Speckmeyer. Little step over from Mariana Speckmeyer. And another drills across and cleared okay by Victory. Wynett's going to keep it in, and does. And the ball across the middle of the pitch is picked up by Goad. Davidson is going to hold her back illegally, and I wonder whether there might be a yellow card coming the way of Hayley Davidson here. She just held Betty Goad back there as she looked to break into the opposition half, and Hayley Davidson has picked up a yellow ticket as a result.
Yeah, you're hearing the boos from the crowd there, but I think there should be no complaints from Davidson there. She knew what she was doing. The minute you're pulling someone's shirt like that, it's going to be a yellow card.
So 10 minutes to go in the first half. 3 goals, all headers. Wellington, who are 1-0 behind, have a 2-1 lead. But Victory have looked likely on a number of occasions. Drifted Across by Murphy towards Goad. Sure to get it back to Rankin. Goad and Rankin will look to combine down the left-hand side. Rankin plants one in. Foster is assured under a bit of pressure from Aquino. She's a commanding presence in goal for Wellington as Riley Foster. No Lily Elfeld, of course, in the team this year as she continues to battle a long-term injury. Brianna Edwards is the backup at the moment, but also pushing hard for a starting spot. Davidson into Main, return it to space. Brown's off on a run if Main can find her. Instead she goes herself and has the ball taken away from her. Still there for Wellington. Nash gets it away though. Another one into the penalty area for Foster to deal with, and she hasn't dealt with it. Aquino's gone round her and finds the back of the net. Excellent finish from Korea Aquino. She scores in back-to-back matches for Melbourne Victory, nicking it past Riley Foster, and then from a fairly challenging angle, finding a finish into the far corner, and all of a sudden we're back to 2-2 in Porirua.
That's not an easy finish there as well. You know, she still had to do some work once you're taking it around Foster. It's a great ball in from KK, so inviting. You know, you're getting it between the keeper and the defenders, so a bit of no man's land, but that's a great finish, and it's so good to see Aquino coming into the season. You know, she's taken a while to find her feet, but to score 2 games in a row now, it's things that Victory will be thrilled to see.
So 2-2 now. A goal fest out here in Porirua today, and you get the feeling it won't be the end of the goal-scoring action with the two teams playing the way they are. Aquino is fouled in the centre circle. Some renewed vigour after finding the back of the net, you're right, Greenie. It wasn't an easy finish. She really had to measure her cross, her shot rather, and did it well. Here comes Wynett. She's going to line one up. Rebecca Lake with the block. Here's Nash. Murphy. Davidson cuts out a pass intended for Goad. There's a demonstration of Wellington's strategy at the back. They like to pass it out. Meakin looks up and steps into space. Kelly Brown probably not going to catch up with that one. Might have come off Aquino last. So the crowd stunned a bit by Melbourne Victory's equaliser. And Murphy under challenge from McMeekin. Well, I'm pretty sure that came off Murphy last. And then he... Oh, it's actually been given as a free kick. All right, well, in that case, then that's probably fairer enough. Jeff Hopkins, the Melbourne Victory mentor, just up off his seat momentarily to check on a couple of aspects of his side's performance. Approaching the final 5 minutes of regulation here. Morrison. Wynett heads it. Well, she was probably looking for a square header than that, but a bit too close to Foster. So Wellington have 5 more minutes or so of the wind at their backs. Certainly attempts on goal heavily in favour of Victory. They've had 8 in this first half. Just the 3 for Wellington, although 2 of those have found their way into the back of the net. So in terms of efficiency, I guess you'd give that one to Wellington. Speaking of efficient, here comes Goad again. And it just defeats Lowe. Kelly Brown's a bit of a lone ranger at the moment down this left-hand side, but she's done well to get away from Murphy. Brings Fraser into the action, but she has it taken off her and then commits the foul, Macy Fraser, on Wynett. Yeah, it's not quite as much freedom for Macy Fraser this afternoon. As you say, the game's a bit transitional, so it's passing her by a little bit. She hasn't been quite as prominent in this game.
You know, and I think we can see the momentum shift when Victory got their second goal, so I think the Phoenix will be happy to go in here 2-2 without conceding another goal before half-time.
Well, they've got to do some more defending now if that's to be the case. Nash gets it back from Wynett, does she? No, Mackenzie Wynett's going to hold on to it for the meantime. And hasn't found its way out, so Lake, the deflection, I think, off Wynett. It'll be a Wellington throw. Here's Callum Knight into Lowe. Important tackle by Taylor. Then a shot along the carpet from Murphy. Wellington looking to create something in the shadows of half-time. We're told there'll be an extra 2 minutes minimum added at the end of the 45. Breslin under a heavy challenge. Wellington still have the ball. They did until that pass didn't quite find the feet of Brown. Nash tidying up for Victory. Murphy in her own penalty area. Aquino the target here. Longo steps in. Nice interchange of passes involving Rebecca Lake, and then Longo is caught late by Wynett. It's a free kick for Wellington. They might take their time over this one, perhaps.
Yeah, look, you're towards the end of the first half. You want to set it up, put it in there, get it in the mixer, and then we'll see what happens. Set pieces have been vital today, and with this wind, who knows what could happen.
Well, Melbourne Victory have pushed their defensive line up considerably, expecting the wind to play a part. Now, Macy Fraser's had a shot here. Well, I guess you can't blame her. She scored a specky down there, albeit from slightly closer to the goal, but yeah, maybe the wind encouraged Macy Fraser to try a speculator from about 40 yards.
Yeah, that's a play that's not short of confidence and things I love to see.
Yeah, one of the rising stars of the A-League women's competition and New Zealand football. As previously mentioned, illness prevented her from taking part in her first Football Ferns tour. You have to think that chance will come again at some stage soon. One of the problems for the Football Ferns at the moment is goal scoring. Macy Fraser's creativity would be welcomed, I'm sure, in that environment. Maybe even as soon as the Olympic qualifiers in February. Murphy picks up a loose ball and strides forward for Victory. Aquino pulls away to the right. Goads in the penalty area. Cross from Aquino doesn't find its mark. Breslin can't keep hold of it though. It's Morrison. Murphy. Out wide, it's a good ball to Rankin. And across the 6-yard area. Just needed a touch. Excellent, excellent piece of play from Rankin. Raiding from left back. And no final touch applied.
Yeah, that's great play from Victory to get the ball out there. And the one across the box there was so inviting. You'd be wanting your centre forward to at least get a touch on that one.
Suggestion of a handball there against Hayley Davidson. all okay in the eyes of Anna-Marie Keeley. Goad again, breaking forward, but finds its way to Lake. Yeah. Bit of confusion there from she and Kelly Brown as to exactly what the plan was. It's gone out for a throw to Victory, and Brown and Lake discuss what perhaps a better plan might have been. There's the confirmation of the extra 2 minutes minimum at the end of this first half. Nash thinks this is a free kick. It's actually a throw. Kino goes to deck, and under challenge from Lake, deemed to be illegal. So Melbourne Victory may just line up one final set-piece situation here. They'll back themselves perhaps to go in 3-2 ahead. Morrison, who's already got one goal, is making her way forward. Goad and Murphy to be in charge of the set-piece, although Murphy is wandering away, leaving it to Beattie Goad. So a left-footed delivery into what is sometimes an uncertain area between the players and the goalkeeper. What can Goad conjure up here with that wand of a left foot, as you described it before, Greenie? Lake gets a header away. And Breslin's going to charge after this one. A couple of Victory players are back, though, and they'll go all the way home to Lydia Williams, who hasn't had a heck of a lot to do in the last 20 minutes or so, but deals with that one okay. Back from Speckmeyer. Fraser's pass doesn't find its mark. Longo. Now Main. Davidson is outside. Main cuts inside. Main shoots. Lydia Williams always looked comfortable really with it and pouches it safely enough. That could be the last action of this first half, and body to it. Quick check of the watch from Anna-Marie Keeley. Pretty comfortable from Williams. And indeed, that is the end of a pretty intriguing first half here in Porirua. Lots of attacking intent and no little amount of skill given the windy conditions. Goals at both ends. There's your halftime score. The Phoenix and Melbourne Victory tied up at 2 apiece.
May you refuse entry, the victor's from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches,
Hot dogs and hot chips, why not? On a cool afternoon in Porirua, a goal-laden first half here at Porirua Park as some future Phoenix men's and women's players take to the grass here. Some excellent skill being shown out there, as there has been during the first 45 minutes. Let's have a look at some of the goal-scoring action that we saw. And it was Melbourne Victory who opened the scoring at set-piece time. Morrison rising high, excellent delivery. You talked about Beattie Goad's delivery, and it was well and truly the catalyst for that goal, Greenie.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kayla Morrison rose up so well to meet it. McMeekin, I think, hoping to do better there. And you can look here, you think Victory sort of stopped, didn't they? I think they were definitely sure the ball went out of play. We haven't really had a good angle at it, but they've probably got a case for it, you know. Oh,
I just looked at that angle, and just as you said that, they may well have a case. Doesn't matter, no VAR here today. And then Wellington conjured up a second goal, and Kelly Brown was right at the heart of this one, Greenie.
Yeah, that was great to see. Like I said, we've seen that at the Under-17 World Cup, given her limited minutes. I think it's awesome to see her grab the opportunity. And then Emma Main there to finish it off. Stoked to see a Wellington girl get her first goal.
Yeah, great awareness from Emma Main there as she followed in. But if Wellington thought they were going to go into the break ahead, Aquino had other ideas. Lovely pass, you mentioned it, from Callum Knight. That was what was behind that one, but a very tidy finish as well. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a great striker's finish there to go around the keeper. She still had a lot to do on that one, though, but I think what we are seeing is that there's space out wide, and so if we can get the early balls in behind the back four, that's where Victoria are having a lot of victory.
Yeah, indeed they are. Korea Aquino with the second goal in 2 games for her, after a slower start to the season than she would have hoped for. Here are the halftime stats. I mentioned Melbourne Victory with twice as many shots at goal, 6 of those on target. As far as the passes are concerned, fairly even there, as is the passing accuracy. Melbourne Victory's final third entries, 40 in the first half. They've really come out with an attacking mindset.
Yeah, I think that is the telling stat. I'm surprised at the shots on target for the Knicks being so low, but those final third entries show that Victory are getting in. They're getting behind the back four, but the quality not quite there, or the final pass maybe not coming off.
Let's have a look at some of the chances that the Phoenix have fashioned this afternoon. Mariana Speckmeyer on the end of a cross that she couldn't divert to a teammate. Annalie Longo's been prominent, freeing up the likes of Emma Main in wide positions.
Yeah, absolutely. When they can get Flea on the ball in the midfield and she can spray it out wide. As I said earlier, I think the space is out wide for both teams. I think we've got fullbacks that are going forward, which leaves space for the wide forwards to attack.
Kelly Brown's looked good, and a rare start for her. That one rebounding off the referee. That was why play had to stop there. Zoe McMeekin is another one who's really seized her chance. And you talked about attacking fullbacks, and she certainly fits the brief.
Yeah, absolutely. I think her player having scored in Kayla Morrison's goal will have sort of made her sort of stand up a little bit, and she has. She's been putting her hand up for that starting spot. I think, look, the reality is that she got it because Mickey Foster has been away on international duty, but in attack she's been great. I think she's struggling a little bit in defence.
And a late chance there for Wellington as well, easily dealt with by Lydia Williams. So those are the attacking opportunities for Wellington. Victory have had plenty as well, and the likes of Wynett has been at the heart of it. She was given a very early chance here, which got away from her, but as mentioned, Victory have certainly had plenty to offer at the attacking end.
Yeah, I think Beattie Goad's been absolutely outstanding for Victory. She's been causing a lot of trouble for the Knicks back four, and to get those balls in there, like, that's such an inviting one. And Rachel Lowe, any day of the week, she'll be scoring that, so they'll be looking to limit the balls in from Goad.
Yeah, she's been a creative force for them and has had a couple of opportunities herself. Riley Foster's been called upon on a number of occasions. And this was the cross from Rankin, which was just so inviting. And Aquino not able to apply the finish. So plenty of chances at both ends. Long may it continue. The crowd have turned up today wanting to be entertained, and that has certainly happened at both ends. Plenty of smiles in the crowd as they enjoy the halftime entertainment. Let's hope for a lot more entertainment when the two teams re-emerge. Halftime here in Porirua, 2-2 between the Phoenix and Melbourne Victory. Second half coming up.
Find the balance between excitement and adventure in the 7-seat Isuzu NUX. Go your own way. Have you heard? Liberty Growers launching A-Leagues to free thinkers, the game changers and the goalkeepers, both on and off the field. Bring your finance dreams to life with Liberty, loans to free thinkers.
Welcome back to Potidoa Park. Players re-entering the field of battle. Yellow Fever faithful have enjoyed their half-time refreshments and entertainment, steeling themselves for the second half. Still a fairly stiff breeze here in Potidoa, which will be blowing into the faces of the Wellington Phoenix in the second half, behind the backs of Melbourne Victory. The players took a bit of time to adjust at the start of the game, but seemed to get their bearings okay as the half drew on, and they came to understand the vagaries of the wind here in Potidoa. Still coming from the south, so that is behind the backs of Melbourne Victory. From right of screen as we look in this second half. Second half underway. Plenty of goals in the first period. What are we going to see in the second? Wellington Phoenix in the dark strip, attacking the goal to our right. Melbourne Victory, the visitors. And the white shirts heading back towards left of screen. That is the northern end of Potidoa Park. as Speckmeyer decides to go early and get a shot away. Well, inside the first 25 seconds in the second half, Lydia Williams has her palms warmed by that long-range speculator from Speckmeyer. Given away by Victory, and Kelly Brown might mount another attack. Speckmeyer was snuck up upon by Wynett there. Didn't seem to realise she was there. Here's Speckmeyer's shot, bit of a specky, but Williams, yeah, I don't think it was going in, but she just was making sure Williams was awake.
You know, I was thinking she was going to roll in Emma Main out wide there, but went for it herself, and obviously shows that she's got the power to shoot from that range. But in the end, Lydia Williams did have it covered comfortably.
Main forward looking for the run of Breslin. Kate Taylor, who scored Wellington's first goal this afternoon, to Emma Main, who scored Wellington's second. Has that gone out? It has. Assistant referee on this near side. So as the half draws on, two coaches obviously start thinking about how they might impact the game through the use of their substitutes. As mentioned a couple of times, they're not big benches in the Liberty A-League. Just the 4 outfield substitutes for Jeff Hopkins, the Victory coach, and Paul Temple, Wellington's boss, to call upon. I guess if you're looking for attacking impetus, you might look at the likes of a Mania Elliott for Wellington. Alyssa Wynnum, keen to see what she can provide off the bench with limited opportunities recently.
You know, I think we are going to see Mania Elliott at some point, given that Kelly Brown, you know, to come in and be expected to play 90 minutes, I think is pretty unrealistic. So I think we will see that at some point today. It's just at what point in the afternoon it is.
Ella O'Grady perhaps appeals as an attacking option for Jeff Hopkins. Still quite early in her A-League women's career, but a couple of goals in 5 matches for Ella O'Grady. Speaking of attacking opportunities, Victory have the first corner of the second half. Inevitably, Beattie Goad has gone across to take it. Wellington on high alert. Goad again delivers this one closer to the penalty spot. A little flick header there from Morrison. Victory player goes to deck. There was a half protest there, but we'll soon resume hostilities, and Lowe is over there trying to keep the ball in. In fact, it's Callum Knight. Davidson unable to clear. It's there for Rankin. Now the shot from a long way out from Murphy, looking to test the assistance of the breeze behind her there. Murphy. Just a couple of goals in her Liberty A-League career, Alana Murphy. Longo looking for space out towards the right. It's Hayley Davidson on the back of the heel, unfortunately for her, but Taylor tidies up. It's Davidson again. Taylor, a willing recipient, but runs that one over the touchline for a Victory throw. He has to get back, and Aquino's got the right side of Kate Taylor and Hayley Davidson, but Davidson did well to muscle her away. Then Lake can't clear cleanly, and it's behind for another corner.
I think you've got to be careful there with Taylor making those runs from centre back. You know, it's all right to be doing that when you're the 6, but when you are the last line of defence, then you leave a big gap with some inexperienced players around you. When you do that, it's really risky.
So Alana Murphy's going to bend this one in with her right foot. Near post delivery. Lake gets it half away. Still there. And Callum Knight has her shot blocked. And then a coming together of bodies. All above board. Rebecca Lake protests, but Anna Marie Keeley was okay with it. Wellington bring it away. Fraser. Longo. Can't get away from Rankin, and it will be a victory throw. Kellen Knight. Into Lowe. Now Rankin. Kellen Knight and Lowe continuing to combine. Longo gets the tackle in, but the ball rolls across the touchline for a throw. Quickly taken. Goad. Davidson this time stops her progress. Breslin looks to switch play out to Speckmaier. Mariana Speckmaier does well to bring McMeekin in. Brown ahead of her. Kelly Brown in the penalty area. Morrison across. Using her experience, Kayla Morrison to snuff out the danger. That has gone across the sideline, though, for a Wellington throw. But Kayla Morrison always looked favourite in that situation.
Yeah, it's interesting. We seem to have seen Brown go up top now for the Phoenix and Speckmaier drop out left, which is something we haven't seen so far this season. But obviously Speckmaier is dangerous out there 1v1.
Yep, absolutely a positional shift there. Here is Speckmaier on the ball, out in that left wing position you just mentioned, Greeny. Low cross, Nash cuts it out. Flick on by Aquino, and the referee's decided that Rebecca Lake came through the back of Aquino there. So we'll restart with a victory free kick. Wynett wants to run at McMeekin, who does well, and the two come together. Wynett goes down, McMeekin hits the ball. Fraser. We'll see a bit more of Macy Fraser in these sorts of areas in the second half. Frees up Breslin. She's under attack from a couple of victory players, but just holds onto the ball, does she? Illegally so, says Anna Marie Keeley.
Yeah, look, you've got Breslin getting turned in there in the midfield, and she's gone for a drive there, but there's so much space on the outside. She's got to spread it out wide there.
Yeah, perhaps the frustration starting to show for Hope Breslin, the 24-year-old American. Anna Marie Keeley is a no-nonsense sort of referee, just making sure that everybody knows who's in control. Morrison. Brown with a fair challenge. And Breslin can't continue the attacking move. It's all getting a bit messy in there at the moment for Wellington. Wynett once again looks to run at McMeekin. Wynett straight into the mix of Riley Foster.
You've had Wynett hit a couple of goes there at McMeekin, and look, if you're going for her out and out for pace, you're not going to get past McMeekin. She's got to put a bit of deception in there. The midfield battles are fairly spicy at the moment. Hope Breslin is again flying in there with Callum Knight. Hanson wins that header. Breslin is getting in again. She is well up for it. Was she fouled by Goad? She thinks she was. Referee says no. Beatty Goad comes forward. Measures a pass into the path of Wynett. Riley Foster was aware. Up on the edge of her area. Hope Breslin is only just getting back to her feet now. Just hoping that the frustration doesn't get the better of her. Longo. Now Speckmaier. Brown in the area. Breslin as well. Emma Main arriving. Speckmaier driving deep. Goes down in the area. Anna Marie Keeley says that is a goal kick. I'm looking forward to seeing a replay of that one, because it was some great skill from Speckmaier, and then she did absolutely get clattered.
Yeah, just a coming together there. It was Hanson, I think. Tori Hanson. Didn't seem to be too many protests from Speckmaier, to be fair. Interesting watching her in that wide position, isn't it? We're so used to seeing her in the centre forward role. She's got a few tricks up her sleeve in that left-sided position as well.
Yeah, she's doing great work out there. I think what you do lose, though, is that Kelly Brown's not the centre forward that's likely to score off crosses. So while you've got Speckmaier beating people out wide, there's not really that threat in the middle of the field.
Wynant's away again. McMeekin again is up to the task. Good robust challenge from McMeekin. Wynant, to her credit, got back on her feet and made it difficult for her opposite. That's a good battle. Really good battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we've seen is the referee sort of take a bit of a loose approach to this game in the second half, and I think some of the players have been taking advantage of that and putting in some big tackles.
Wellington looking to find a bit of green grass to work with out here on the right. Main. Rankin was up pretty quickly in her grill. Good press from Melbourne Victory. Not making it easy for Wellington to get out of their own half at the moment. Wellington trying the intricate little passes. Not making a lot of forward progress at the moment, but they are retaining possession. Taylor lifts one across to the left-hand side. McMeekin looking to grab it. Callum Knight, though, is well aware and thought she was fouled, and was, as she let go of that ball. Yeah, a bit of feeling in this one, in the second half, Greedy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a few coming together of players, and I think of all the calls to give, that was probably the most dubious one. But here we are.
What can Victory create? Not much in the way of chances yet in the second half, but Wynant looks to change that. Again, it's McMeekin who is up to the task. Speckmeyer's quite deep, brings the ball away, fouled as she releases. Breslin thought the free kick was coming, and it will come now. And yellow card for Mackenzie Wynant.
Yeah, I think Paul Speckmeyer there has worn the frustrations of Wynant, because McMeekin's definitely been coming out on top in the battle of those two. That's a tackle made purely out of frustration.
Yeah, if you lose the ball, you often chase back, don't you, trying to win the ball back, and here it is. Yeah, that's quite late from Wynant. No addition to the half-time score. It was 2-2 at the break. Fraser. Main just gets a toe to it. Longo. And now Davidson. Fraser with some room to move in. Brown is onside. Rankin does well to take it off. Kelly Brown. Some tight areas being played in here, and Goad has come away. Aquino looks to stay onside. Breslin takes it off. Beatty Goad. And just whistled to the lips there for a moment from Anna Marie Keeley as Breslin and Goad were in a tussle. McMeekin linking with Speckmeyer, and now with Brown. No one in the penalty area for Wellington just at the moment. Main is arriving and has kept that one in. It's exclusively white shirts in the penalty area, and Victory have no problem clearing through Hansen.
Yeah, look, if Kelly Brown's going to be running out wide, then they'll need one of the 10s coming up through the midfield, because we cannot be having your two centre forwards out wide.
Well, we're going to see a change now. In fact, a double change. Emma Main is going to make way for Mania Elliott. And it is the end of the section as well for Kelly Brown. Replaced by Mackenzie Barry, so that is not like for like at all. You expect Mackenzie Barry to go into centre-back, Kate Taylor into that defensive midfield role perhaps. A bit of a jink up front, maybe Breslin push further forward.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see Mackenzie Barry come into the centre-back role. We can already see that Kate Taylor's moved up a little bit. We've got Breslin pushing on a little bit up top as well.
Mania Elliott, fresh from her first involvement in the Football Ferns, didn't get a debut, but by the sounds of it, impressed her national coach, Jitka Klimkova, during her time in camp with New Zealand. You can certainly see Mackenzie Barry, who was another who impressed in that camp. In fact, impressed so much, he played 290 minutes against Colombia. She's back into that centre-back role. McMeekin does well to get away from a would-be tackler. Drives forward Zoe McMeekin. Rather fizzled out, unfortunately, for her.
It's been a lot of play in the centre of the field there as well. Really, the goalkeepers haven't been trouble, but it's been a big battle in midfield.
Just get the feeling the next goal, when and if it comes, will be key. Just as she said there, Greenie, a lot of action in the middle third. Here's Breslin. Speckmeyer's off on a run, doesn't get past Morrison. Rather Nash over there. Foster's had to come all the way to her goal here and clears that one over into the softball diamond. Changes coming as well for Melbourne Victory. Ella O'Grady into the action, taking the place of Korea Okino. And we're going to see Paige Zoyce also introduced. Jessica Nash makes way. So fresh legs for both sides. Ella O'Grady, as I mentioned, a couple of goals already in just 5 Liberty A-League matches for her. Speckmeyer, Longo takes it away from her. I'm not sure Speckmeyer is necessarily satisfied with that plan. Taylor steps in. There's Barry. 9 caps now for the Football Ferns. Mackenzie Barry. Elliott. Nice little shuffle of body position from Mania Elliott to get away from Rankin. Keeps going, Mania Elliott. And stopped unceremoniously by Murphy.
That's a great way to make an impact on the game, and essentially what was her first touch was to absolutely skin the defender down there.
With a body check there from Alana Murphy. So, crowd find their voices. Davidson and Breslin line up this set-piece situation. Plenty forward for Wellington. In fact, just Riley Foster and Mackenzie Barry not involved in an attacking sense at the moment. Everybody back for victory. It'll be a left-footed delivery from Breslin. Too close to Williams, who punches, but not particularly firmly. A couple of victory players come together. Calls for handball. Beatty Goad wins a throw. Can't quite get herself out of that tricky position. Breslin sideways to Longo. Just a bit too far ahead of her skipper. Barry gets help from Lake. She in turn goes all the way back to Foster.
Take it right.
65 minutes gone, you just feel like the game is poised for a significant moment of some sort. Speckmeyer. Longo gets away. Back onto that favoured right foot. Too close to Williams, although Mania Elliott was there or thereabouts.
Yeah, after the excitement of the first half, it's sort of been a bit lacklustre that we've not had another 4 goals.
Well, they're about to see another change for Wellington, perhaps. Michaela Foster is getting some instructions from Phoenix assistant coach Callum Holmes at the moment. It's off after this one. Barry is in close attendance. The two come together, and off the head of Barry last. She doesn't necessarily agree, but a corner results. It seemed as though Wynett might have got the last touch, but corner is the outcome. So corners were productive for both sides in the first half. What about the second? Goad drifts it into a dangerous area. Good header away by Barry. Shot missed by Lowe. And then Wellington just about clear their lines. Goad helps it back in. Foster untroubled. Now Riley Foster has stayed down here, and that's never a good sign for a goalkeeper. A bit of treatment for Wellington's custodian. Didn't see anything untoward as she gathered that ball, Hannah, that would have caused an injury of any sort.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything going on there, so I'm slightly confused as to what happened there, unless it was from an earlier challenge in the corner.
So we've reached the midway point of the second half. Players take the opportunity for a drink and some words of encouragement from Coach Paul Temple. You can see bottom of screen there. Brianna Edwards is the reserve goalkeeper, just doing some stretches in case she is needed. She's just pointing at the back of her neck there. Don't know whether that's the reason for the stoppage. Whether she just felt a twinge in her back, perhaps. But we all know the history of Riley Foster's return from an horrendous car accident. So they've always got to be just a bit cautious with her. She seems in pretty good spirits and is getting back to her feet now, just having a word to the referee. And it appears as though she's going to be good to go, so that's good news. Next 5 matches for Wellington, there they are. Away at Adelaide, at home to the Jets, away at Sydney FC, and Brisbane Roar before the Mariners visit. And for victory, Canberra United is who they'll host next. Then Crosstown Derby against City, Western Sydney Wanderers, Western United and Perth Glory. Foster back on her feet and ready to go. Paul Temple is now deep in discussion with Alyssa Wynnum on the sideline, so it might be Wynnum we see as well as Foster. Could be another double change coming. Nikki Foster is certainly ready to get into the action. She is fully stripped.
Always a risky business, though, emptying your bench in what might be around the 70th minute in case you get a last-minute injury.
Fraser Breslin, she's been in the thick of things today and again is, and just as you mentioned that, I don't know whether she was one of the ones coming off anyway, but she's just picked up a little stamp on her foot by the looks of it. She carries on okay, especially with Riley Foster as well, just getting that injury or that injury break before. If you empty the bench, then you can't bring anybody else on, so one of the outfield players would have to go and goal.
Yeah, I'm no coach, but wouldn't be my call. Who would you fancy as an outfield player, do you reckon, to go and golf for the Knicks?
Well, I reckon Mackenzie Barry would be the one I'd go to. She seems like a wholehearted sort of a player who would relish the opportunity. I'm not saying it would be her first choice. In the meantime, we are going to see Foster and Wynnum introduced at the next opportunity, so the risk is certainly going to be taken by Paul Temple as he empties that bench of his. There's Callan Knight for victory, meantime. Bit of space opening up for release, Callan Knight. Goad. Cleared by Mania Elliott.
That all seemed a little bit easy there, didn't it, for victory? So we need the Phoenix to really switch on.
So we're going to see these changes, are we? Anna Marie Keeley has just noticed the assistant referee. So there we have Alyssa Wynnum and Mickey Foster. Wynnum going to take the place of Annalie Longo, and Foster on for Taylor. So great to see Alyssa Wynnum back out there. Her opportunities have been somewhat limited so far this season. And Annalie Longo hands the captain's armband to Michaela Foster. A good shift from Longo, rather, and Mickey Foster into the action and captain for the final 18 minutes or so.
Yeah, I've not actually seen Mickey Foster play in midfield, so I would expect that a bit more. Piney, or is that a bit of a new revelation for the Knicks?
Let's just see how they all line up. In terms of formation, yeah, obviously Nick Meakin will stay at left back. So you're right, yeah, Foster's going to sit in the defensive midfield role that Kate Taylor has vacated. Wynnum will obviously play further forward. She's an attacking midfielder. It's a good spot. And I haven't seen Mickey play in that position either, although I know she was a midfielder in her younger days. Maybe a bit of a glimpse into the future here with Wynnum, Fraser and Elliott all out there. Young Kiwi players with, you hope, big futures.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see Alyssa Wynnum back out there after what was a breakout season when the Knicks had their first run.
Come on, keep going.
O'Grady looking to get involved on the far side there. O'Grady getting encouragement from her teammates on the far side. Just been given the word that Michaela Foster played in central midfield for Northern Rovers in domestic football, so she is familiar with the position. Certainly a first, though, at Liberty A-League level. She seems to have adapted and adjusted to every challenge thrown her way, so you'd expect that she'd be the same with this one, Mickey Foster.
I think we've seen the sting taken out of the game with all of these changes. We're still trying to see both teams find their rhythm and find the spaces that still, it's become quite transitional.
Well, exchange of passes between Fraser and Wynnum. And again, Macy Fraser. Crowd starting to get a little bit excited as Fraser aims one goalward, wide of the frame. But I think the prospect of Macy Fraser and Alyssa Wynnum in combination is a pretty exciting one for Phoenix fans.
Yeah, absolutely. That combined with Annalie Longo as well, you've got three really competent, confident ball players.
Chance now for Beattie Goad. She's got some space to work with here. Not too many white shirts in the penalty area at the moment. Here is Goad. Forced onto her less favoured right foot. Brings Rankin in. And to the area, good header by Lake. And helped away by Davidson. Elliott finds its way through to Wynnum. Crowd urging her to run with the ball at her feet. Pass doesn't find its mark from Alyssa Wynnum. Barry wins a header over the top of one.
Oh, there he is.
Feel like the game might just be waiting for one moment, one significant incident, one piece of skill. And there are many players out there who can provide it.
I think what we are seeing is the effects of playing into the wind for 76 minutes. I'm seeing some tired legs out there now.
Here's Breslin. Nick Meakin has gone past her, and well, the wind certainly playing a part there. That was not where that pass was intended from Hope Breslin. She's one of those who's worked very hard today and will have to play the remainder of the game with, as you mentioned previously, Anna, the bench is now cleared.
I was reading in the program that Hope Breslin's family is out for this game, so we've got them in the stands out from America.
I don't think today is an indication of what Wellington is normally like weather-wise in December. It's normally a lot nicer than this.
Is it though?
Well, that's what we'll tell the Breslin family anyway. Hayley Davidson goes back to Riley Foster. She's been a very popular addition to the Wellington Phoenix. Hope Breslin, as have all the imports actually, they've all embraced their new footballing challenge and become part of the community. Goad. Manaia Elliott can't take the ball off her. As though eventually coming the way of Wellington. Here's Elliott now, tries to push it past Rankin, who has had a really good game for Melbourne Victory. Not much has got past her down the Victory's left-hand side. Speckmeyer looks to sprint away from Zoyce, who's backing up to the challenge.
It's a tough ask when you've got your wide forward dropping back essentially to 3/4 of the way back the pitch to pick up the ball. There's not much they can do there. Even when you do beat your man, you're so far away from goal. I think that's what we're missing from the Knicks, is being able to have controlled possession closer to the goal where they can get numbers to support the attack.
And Speckmeyer hasn't reverted into that centre forward role necessarily either, has she? She's on the ball now, or was momentarily. Lake steps into midfield. Wynnum. Little show and go from Alyssa Wynnum. Well played from the youngster. Tries to find Fraser, but can't quite. And it breaks down again for Wellington. Long ball for O'Grady to try and bring under control. Unable to do so, and she doesn't have a lot of teammates up there with her at the moment. Still a couple of substitutes available for Jeff Hopkins, the Victory boss. Here's Breslin again. Speckmeyer. Faced by Zoyce. Little 1-2. Victory can't clear it. Zoyce bangs it into Speckmeyer, and that's going to find its way behind for a Victory goal kick. So as we tick towards the 80-minute mark, we still wait for the second half's first goal. Morrison drives her team forward. Rankin plays it into O'Grady and then gets it back. Rankin. They're looking for the run of Goad, but that's too far ahead. So a draw wouldn't improve the table position of either side. The Phoenix would move to 13 points 3 behind Perth Glory and Melbourne City, who are on 16. Victory would go to 11 points and stay 1 behind Wellington. Taken up again by Victory in the centre circle. McMeekin. Bit of a tired pass from McMeekin there, looking for Breslin, but Breslin does well to battle back initially. Taken away from her though, and Murphy bringing it forward. Wynett. Murphy. Lake gets it half away. McMeekin. The tired legs are certainly there now, with balls being cleared from defence rather than the short passes we have come to expect in the first half.
And we have a substitution for the Melbourne Victory. Number 23, Rachel Lowe, coming off for number 4, Sarah Davalonia.
Sarah Davalonia on for Victory in place of Rachel Lowe for the final 10 minutes or so. Lowe unable to add to her goal tally today. Is there a moment of inspiration for one of these two sides? Go to get away from the other number 6, Fraser. Manair Elliott helping out. Falls though to Wynnum. Murphy tidies up for Victory. Raking pass across for Zoyce to chase. Wynett there as well. McMeekin, I think, was aware that Wynett was there. Now Zoyce across into the area and across the face of goal. Riley Foster gathered it okay. Crowd just looking to add a bit of extra encouragement as they try and roar home their home side. Wynett and McMeekin for the umpteenth time. Wynett with the shot. Foster goes to deck and claims it well.
I think the spaces that are starting to open up now, this game is there for the taking for either side, really.
It still feels as though there might be a decisive goal in this one. Foster with the tackle and gets a tread on the toe for her troubles. Nice pass from Fraser to Wynnum. Moving to space from her and a ball into the pass of Speckmeyer. Mariana Speckmeyer is 1-on-1 and can't find the target. Terrific ball into her path, and Mariana Speckmeyer bearing down on goal, but couldn't find the finish.
Yeah, that's great play from the Knicks to break through there, right down the centre, and you've got Kayla Morrison tracking back there. Maybe that pressure was enough to put a bit of doubt in Speckmeyer's mind, but you've got to be putting that away there. It's essentially 1v1.
Great ball from Alyssa Wynnum to set up Speckmeyer, and she's on the ball again. Wynnum. This time it's into the path of Hope Breslin. Breslin in the area, couldn't get the ball out from under her feet, Hope Breslin. But Alyssa Wynnum is becoming more and more prominent now. Here she is again, Wynnum. Back to Davidson. Fraser battling hard. Manair Elliott has it. She just plants it into the area. No problem for Williams.
Yeah, Wynnum is undoubtedly a confidence player, so having 30 minutes to grow into the game, find her feet, get some touches has done a world of good, and hopefully this performance is something to build on for her.
Certainly. We all want to see Alyssa Wynnum regain her joyful exuberance, which was such a feature of her first season in the Liberty A-League. The Melbourne victory, perhaps, though, sense that they might have the defining moment in this game late on. Zoyce tries to free up or wine it. Zoyce just taking that one a bit too far forward for Anna-Marie Keeley's liking. Victory attack breaks down, and unfortunately for Wellington, they can't make their way out of their defensive third just at the moment. There's O'Grady. Rebecca Lake is fouled in the process of bringing that one out. So 3 minutes to go, plus what we're told will be at least 5 added minutes at the end of this second half. Wynnum on the ball again. Now Fraser into the path, almost at Breslin, and Morrison is back and again defends well, nearly but not quite again for Wellington. Chance now for Victory to break down the other end. There's Rankin with Goad outside her. Gets a return pass and plays a return pass. Beatty Goad directing traffic, ball towards the far post. Foster is secure. Some tired legs out there now on both sides. A cramp in the legs over there of Alana Murphy.
It is my pet hate when the game gets stopped, though, for cramp. Is it an injury?
Well, she's back on her feet now, so she can carry on okay. Into the final minute of regulation time. By contrast to the first half, the second half has been goalless. Wynnum and McMeekin trying to get away from Rankin. The challenge was okay by Rankin on McMeekin. Here's Goad. Wynnum gets back and wins the ball, and McMeekin now frees up Foster. Speckmeyer outside. Breslin wants it. Hope Breslin driving deep. Hope Breslin shooting straight at Williams. Wynnum breaks up another attack. Confirmation of the extra 5 minutes minimum to be played here in Porirua. Wynett again runs at McMeekin. Wynett in the area. Is this the moment? Riley Foster down together. Mackenzie Wynett must have thought that was the opportunity to earn her side all 3 points.
It's about the time she scored against Central Coast as well, so she's familiar to having opportunities come at the end of the game when defenders are a bit tired.
Morrison, a composed figure in Victory's back four, even this late in the game. Now she plays one long towards Goad. Has she got enough gas in the tank to haul that one in? Beattie Goad, not quite. You can hardly blame Beattie Goad. She's run today. Final sub coming for Victory. And it's going to be Alana Murphy who makes way for Emma Checker. Great to see her back out on the grass. Emma Checker.
Yeah, it's always a controversial move as well when you're going from City to Victory. So nice to see Checker back out on the field.
Is there another chance in the offing for either side? Manair Elliott is fouled. Free kick coming the way of Wellington. And they're going to leave it for Riley Foster. The Phoenix want all 3 points. That one's aimed for Manair Elliott. She's in the penalty area, the youngster. It falls to Alyssa Wynnum. Her shot is blocked. And Morrison eventually gets it away, but it will be a Wellington throw. Rebecca Lake has been sent forward to add her aerial prowess. Mickey Foster going to try and hurl this one into the penalty area. And does. Bouncing around in the 6-yard area. It's there for Lake. Cleared by Victory. We've had 3 of the extra 5 minutes. Wellington still exercising patience even this late in the game.
Yeah, that's more patience than I'd be showing. I'd be thinking, get the ball forward. We've seen that Victory are a bit loose at the back, so let's see what can happen. Get it in the mixer.
Crowd urging on the home side. McMeekin. Wynnum. Is there a piece of magic from Wynnum or from Fraser? Slides it sideways. McMeekin. It's there for Speckmeyer. Fraser again calls for handball. Not given. Foster comes wide to Elliott. Can't quite control it, Manair Elliott, but might be able to keep it in. Can't.
Yeah, 2, thank you. 2, thank you.
Fatigue has set in for both sides as we're into the final minute of added time. Elliott can't control that one. Falls the way of Foster. McMeekin is there, Foster's there, Wynnum's there. Alyssa Wynnum goes wide to Breslin. And attack fizzles out and is cleared by Hansen. There may be time for one more attack. Breslin into the 6-yard area. Elliott arriving, cleared by Victory, and Goad can bring it away. We've had the extra 5 minutes. Check of the watch from Anna Marie Keeley. And another. Foster goes long with it. Wellington just being urged to get it forward, but they've gone all the way back to Riley Foster. Whistle in the mouth from Anna Marie Keeley. Game over in Porirua. And 22 very tired footballers sink to the turf. They've put on a show this afternoon, though. 4 goals in a very eventful first half. None in the second. Honours even and points shared at Porirua Park. Wellington Phoenix 2. Melbourne Victory 2. Well, plenty of huffing and puffing in the second half, but no goals to show for it, and you could just tell the fatigue setting in near the end, just lacking that decisive moment in the second 45.
Yeah, absolutely. We've undoubtedly seen a game of 2 halves today. I think probably on the odds of that, it's a fair result.
Yeah, I think both sides, and we'll look at the stats obviously, but possession and territory seemed even. Attempts on goal, there were plenty. And work for both goalkeepers to do. Flashes of inspiration in midfield and in attacking positions for both sides. But at the end of the game, honours are even here. Some happy storylines though. Great to see Alyssa Wynnum back out there. Mariana Speckmeyer tried hard. Thought Zoe McMeekin had an excellent 90 minutes. The first time of asking this season.
Yeah, I'd put Rebecca Lake in there as well. I think the players that did step into those starting lineups, they did really well, and they've put their hand up for a starting position. I think it's also great to see Emma Checker back out on the field for Victory. Absolutely, yeah, some thinking to do for Paul Temple as he sizes up his next team selection. We can go sideline now to get the post-match thoughts of the captain, starting with Wellington Phoenix captain Annalie Longo. Thanks for joining us, Annalie. How do you assess the 90 minutes, which has ended with honours even here in Porirua this afternoon?
Yeah, it was an absolute battle out there. I think both teams worked hard. I think it was pretty scrappy. The wind made it very hard for both teams to play kind of that quality football. And yeah, I think we're a little bit lacking in that defensive third, and then I think in the final third we lacked a little bit of quality as well. So probably a fair result, I suppose, with the draw. But yeah, it's been a tough week for us with a lot of players on Fern's duty coming back into the squad. And yeah, I'm proud of the girls in their effort, and yeah, good to get a point at least out of it.
Kia ora, Annalie, good performance out there. What does the team need to do moving forward for next week? What needs to change there to be able to get the 3 points going forward?
I think obviously fresh legs. I think, you know, off the back of 5 girls coming into that lineup, and you know, we need to freshen up and move forward from this game. I think particularly in the attacking half we need to be a little bit more composed in possession. I think use the flanks. I think when you used Mariana Speckmeyer out in that wing, she was absolutely causing dangerous problems. But yeah, not enough urgency in that final third to be able to that final pass or final shot to kind of really take the game. And
some depth displayed out there this afternoon as well, the likes of Rebecca Lake and Zoe McMeekin. You must be pleased with the way they've stepped up into starting roles today.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they were fantastic. Zoe McMeekin, man, she just worked so hard. She was all over the pitch playing left back, but you've seen her up on the right wing as well. So full credit to both girls, Rebecca Lake coming in and doing an outstanding job with that, you know, centre back job. And that's what we want. We want people, you know, fighting for spots, you know, being competitive. And I thought, yeah, no, they were outstanding. So yeah, it's going to be a tough job now for Paul.
Thanks for joining us, Annalie. Sleep well tonight. I know you will.
Thank you. Cheers.
Annalie Longo, captain of the Wellington Phoenix. We're going to get the chance to chat to Melbourne Victory captain Kayla Morrison in just a sec. Her first opportunity to visit Porirua Park. She takes away a share of the points along with her team. They'll pack it into the kit bag and head back across the Tasman after a 2-2 draw this afternoon. Kayla Morrison joins us now. Kayla, thanks for joining us for a post-match chat. How do you assess the performance from your side this afternoon?
Yeah, I think we had a really good first half. I thought we were had a lot of chances we could have put away, and then that would have changed the game. But I think in the end we were really working hard to hold on there.
Kia ora, Kayla. Great performance out there. What did you make of the weather today, and how much did that play a part in the result?
I think it only played a part in the first half, because then the wind stopped quite a bit, which was just our luck. But you know what? It was good to get 2 goals against the wind and to come in kind of at a draw. We were pretty happy with that.
It seems like a very even league this season, Kayla. A lot of teams are surprising others when perhaps that wasn't a sort of an expected result. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, does it feel like a very competitive, even league to you this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think you can't go into any game thinking that it's going to be a definite win. So every game is going to be like you're playing a top team because it's up for grabs at this point.
Thanks for joining us, Kayla. Congratulations on the point today. Safe travels home.
Thanks so much. Have a nice day.
Kayla Morrison, captain of Melbourne Victory. So honours even. I guess it's always a little bit hard, isn't it, when you come together after sharing the points, to be too delighted or too despondent, because you do take something away from it. And as you've said, and I think the stats probably bear it out, Greenie, it was a very, very even contest in many parts.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the stats sort of evened out second half after Victory tipped them in the first half, but to see the final third entry, still you've got Victory tearing away with it there, which maybe speaks to their quality in the final third, the inability to finish the chances. But the Phoenix can be proud of that, and the passes that they've strung together there, I think it shows the ball players they've got in the midfield.
Yeah, I think the shots on goal